Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Today Television on Business Today TV. A very warm welcome to you on this wonderful Wednesday morning. I am Shail Bhatnagar, your host for the next 1.5 hours. Let's examine what the Nifty and the Bank Nifty and the broader markets have for us on today, which is not only the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty, but also the day when the Reserve Bank of India will announce its busy season credit policy. So it's going to be a full day ahead. Let's begin with our normal Nifty chart right there in front of you. After 6 continuous days of massive fall in which the Nifty lost about 5.7% or 1400 points, the index recovered very smartly from a low of 24,700 to the day's high, which was 25,035. This is where the index shut shop yesterday. Not only did it claw back about 250 points from the day's low, it also managed to close above the very crucial 25,000 point mark, and the green line that you see in front of you is the 54-day exponential moving average. So both these were reclaimed back by the bulls. Now will this dead cat bounce or sustained buying coupled with short covering continue today? Only time will tell, but there are all signs that you will see the indices clawing back a lot of their gains, whether it's the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, which gained which closed above 51,000 points mark, or the mid cap or the small cap index, where you saw 2 percentage point gains. So those were pent up buying, a lot of short covering that helped these indices show smart recoveries after 6-7 day drops, where the indices lost anywhere between 5 to 9 percentage points in a span of less than a week. Now let's analyze the broader thoughts that are coming in from the other markets, the other assets. You have a strong close on Wall Street, thanks mainly to a very smart dip in crude oil prices. Crude oil was unable to breach the most critical 200-day exponential moving average. The Brent crude chart is right there in front of you. You see it unable to breach the purple line, which is the 200-day moving average. So below 80 and a drop in crude oil prices is beneficial for Indian equities, because we import about 80 to 85% of our crude oil needs. Remember, this sharp sell-off on equities started because of problems in the Middle East, which is the source of major crude supplies across the world. So crude oil prices shot up, equities got disbalanced, and of course now you see this very sharp momentum coming towards the downside on crude. Remember, in the last 6 sessions before yesterday, crude oil was actually up 12%. So this is another positive for the market, apart from the 25,000 and the 54 EMA reclaimed by the market, falling crude oil prices. Wall Street has shown strength. Now coming to the Chinese markets, which reopened after a gap of 7 days, there was a lot of hope, a lot of expectation built up into a global risk on trade for Chinese equities, because equity strategists were hopeful that China would follow up with another announcement on trying to boost their slowing economy. That did not happen, and as a result the Chinese stocks also fell dramatically yesterday, which is a positive for India. The only thing that I see which is still a negative is the foreign institutional sales number of 5,370 crore rupees on a net basis in India, but that has been more or less balanced by 7,000 crore rupees of net purchases by domestic funds. So all put together, ladies and gentlemen, we have a positive move likely in the markets today. You will see a lot of short covering happening on Bank Nifty because of its weekly expiry. Financial services are about 30-35% of Nifty. That means it will be a positive inflow, and of course everybody be watching out on the RBI statement, which is on the RBI's understanding of a cut on Wall Street in interest rates that happened on 17th, 18th of September. When will RBI follow suit? The clues will come in from the RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das's speech at 10 a.m. today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, what was priced very well is the BJP's thumping victory in Haryana in the electoral battle with the Congress. This was the turning point of the day yesterday at 10 a.m. It became very clear that the BJP would take the lead, and that, ladies and gentlemen, added to the fervor, the bounce that was coming in. Now, with that at the background, let us see how markets will now open today. Most likely a mild gap up, and then traders will try and rebuild positions in longs as far as Reliance is concerned, HDFC Bank is concerned, ICICI Bank is concerned. And from Thursday, which is tomorrow, you have the beginning of the second quarter earnings started by TCS, and that is something that we would be looking forward to. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, the broad structure of the market. Of course, the foreign institutional and the domestic institutional investor battle continues apace in the cash market. I have mentioned yesterday's number for DIIs and FIIs, but over the last 7 days, it's an equal battle. About 55,000 crores worth of net sales by foreign institutional investors who want to take that money away to China, and an equal amount of purchase done by domestic institutional investors to offer support, to offer cushion to this fall, to buy the same market lower, and of course to provide faith and how should I say, hope for domestic investors. We are now joined by Mr. Gaurang Shah, Senior Vice President for Geojit Financial Securities from Mumbai. A very good morning to you, Gaurang, and a very warm welcome. Festive greetings. आपका स्वागत है. नमस्कार. बताइए किस हिसाब से आप दलाल स्ट्रीट में सेंटिमेंट को देखते हैं. कांटे की टक्कर डोमेस्टिक और विदेशी मित्रों में, 55,000 करोड़ की बिकवाली विदेशियों की तरफ से और इतनी की ही खरीदारी हमारे मित्रों की तरफ से.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. सभी को प्रणाम और शुभ प्रभात. शैल भाई, तीसरी बार लगातार हरियाणा में भगवा झंडा लहराएगा, और ये अपने आप में मेरे ख्याल से एक बहुत ही बड़ी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी और एक फेट हासिल की है बीजेपी ने. और मैं ये मानता हूं कि शायद अगर कश्मीर में भी थोड़ा भगवा रंग जित जाता थोड़ा बहुत और ज्यादा, तो मेरे ख्याल से और भी होता जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में, लेकिन फिर कोई नहीं. रुझान बेहतर होने की पूरे आसार नजर आते हैं. 26,200 के पार से लेकर के 24,800 के नीचे का स्तर, और फिर कल हमने रुझान बेहतर हुए थे देखा. मैं यही मानता था कि 24,850 के ऊपर अगर निफ्टी स्पॉट टिका रहता है शैल भाई, तो मेरा मानना था कि हम फिर से ऊपर के तरफ जाने का प्रयास कर सकते हैं, और वही हुआ. कल अच्छा खासा ऊपर के तरफ का दायरा हमने देखा है, और पिछले एक हफ्ते 2 हफ्ते में गिरावट भी काफी देख ली है. मेरा और हर बार ऐसा ही होता है शैल भाई, हम ओवर रिएक्ट करते हैं. हम कुछ ज्यादा ही सहनशील है ये सब मामलों में. अभी खाड़ी में जो हो रहा है वो पता है, खाड़ी में ये पहली बार थोड़ी हुआ है शैल भाई, इसके पहले भी हो चुका है खाड़ी में ये सब, और ये आने वाले भविष्य में भी होगा. आपको भी पता है, हमें भी पता है शैल भाई. तो उससे मेरे ख्याल से ज्यादा चिंतित होने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैं मानता हूं कि कच्चे तेल में उबाल आया था, वो भी कम हुआ है, और दूसरे तिमाही के नतीजे जिसका जिक्र आप कर रहे थे अभी, वो मुझे लग रहा है कि कहीं दशा और दिशा दिखाने का और देने का प्रयास करेगा. सो आई रिमेन एन एटर्नल ऑप्टिमिस्टिक person as far as the Indian stock markets are concerned, Shelvan. And I believe that if you don't have the appetite to withstand 5-10%, in fact, the correction that we've seen is just about 6%. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shelvan, from 26,200 to sub 24,800. It is just 6%. So if you don't have an appetite of withstanding 5, 10, 15, 20% correction in the stock market, हाथ जोड़ के नम्र विनती करूंगा कि आप स्टॉक मार्केट में मत आइए, क्योंकि ऐसा आने वाले भविष्य में भी होगा. और अगर आपके पास वो जोखिम झेलने की क्षमता है, then these kind of corrections, Shelbhai, I think are great opportunity to create portfolio and more importantly create value from a long term point of view.
जी, गौरंग जी, जो आपने कहा वो बहुत ही बढ़िया था और बहुत ही सिंपल तरीके से आपने समझाया कि भाई अगर 10, 12, 15% की क्षमता आपके अंदर ना हो एक करेक्शन को विथस्टैंड करने की, तो शायद इक्विटी मार्केट या डायरेक्ट पार्टिसिपेशन इन इक्विटी आपके लिए नहीं है. लेकिन गौरंग जी, अगर इस तरीके के करेक्शन नहीं आएंगे ना, तो आप जैसे लंबी अवधि के निवेशक बहुत बढ़िया पैसा नहीं कमा पाएंगे। तो जैसे सृष्टि का नियम है कि जो चीज़ ऊपर जाती है वो नीचे भी आएगी, इसी तरीके से बाज़ार का भी नियम है, जो चीज़ ज़्यादा लाइमलाइट में आएगी उसको मिस्टर मार्केट जो है वो बिल्कुल नीचे खींच लेते हैं। आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं, हुकुम।
शैल भाई, मैं बे इंतहा मोहब्बत करता हूं मंदोड़ियों से। मेरी बे इंतहा मोहब्बत है, क्योंकि यही तो है मान्यवर जो हमको सस्ता में देके जाते हैं और महंगा में काट के जाते हैं। तो मैं तो मोहब्बत करता हूं इससे। शायद मैंने मेरी शरीर हया के साथ इतनी मोहब्बत नहीं की होगी जितने मंदोड़ियों के साथ मैं करता हूं।
जी जी जी। लेकिन देखिए कितनी आश्चर्य की बात है गौरांग जी कि यहाँ पर हमारे विदेशी मित्र ऐसे बेच के जा रहे हैं जैसे न जाने क्या हो गया हो हमारे देश में, और 50,000 करोड़ रुपया इन्होंने के शेयर इन्होंने एक्चुअली गिफ्ट किए हैं हमारे लोकल डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस को, जो कि एक्चुअली रिटेल इन्वेस्टर ही हैं। हमारे जो सिप के जरिए पैसे लगते हैं वही डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशन आपको बाजार में लगाता हुआ दिखता है। एक बिल्कुल बहुत बढ़िया मजबूत ठोस प्रयास करते हुए डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस आत्मनिर्भरता की ओर।
Shall I, somebody, there was this story that FIs are going to sell India and go and buy China. तो मुझे इस हफ्ते की शुरुआत में सोमवार को बहुत लोगों ने यह प्रश्न पूछा। मेरा सिर्फ एक लाइन का जवाब था उनको सभी को कि कृपया करके मुझे वो तारीख, वो समय और वो फ्लाइट की डिटेल्स बता दे ताकि मैं खुद इनको एयरपोर्ट जाकर के छोड़ के आऊं। I am least bothered about FI selling in India, to be very honest with you, Shail bhai. And that is what I mean. This is what I'm trying to say. That I mean, इनकी बुद्धिमत्ता तो देखिए आप, 15,000, 18,000, 20,000 में बेचा, 22,000, 24,000, 25,000 में खरीदा, अब 26,000 में बेचा है, ये आकर के 30,000 में वापस खरीदे। So this is no rocket science for us. This shows the kind of wisdom that these jokers live in.
जी जी बिल्कुल, आपने बिल्कुल सही फरमाया। दिस इज लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन द वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म नेचर, द अनप्रिडिक्टेबल नेचर ऑफ फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स। दे हैव द एबिलिटी टू इन्वेस्ट एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, बट दे विल यूज दैट एबिलिटी टू द डेट्रीमेंट ऑफ देयर शेयर होल्डर्स। आपको भारत से बढ़िया कहाँ एक्सपेंशन और ग्रोथ दिख रहा है? कभी कभी आप देखिए वैल्यूएशन थोड़ी बढ़ जाती है, लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप उसके सीने में चाकू भोंक दें और नमस्कार कर दें। अब देखिए वो चाकू जो है वो आप ही के शरीर के किसी अंग में लगेगा। चलिए गौरांग जी, हमें इन हमारे विदेशी मित्रों का तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहिए कि इनकी वजह से बाज़ार हमें सस्ता मिल रहा है। अब बताइए, कल जो हम लोगों ने निफ्टी में एक उछाल देखा और आज क्रेडिट पॉलिसी है, पहले क्रेडिट पॉलिसी को दरकिनार कर लेते हैं। क्या लगता है व्हाट विल द आरबीआई डू टुडे टू sort of give an indication to equity strategists, to capital allocators for the next 6 months ahead?
I think it's going to be a status quo, to be very honest with you. That's what the broad participants in the markets are saying, that it's going to be a neutral stance, accommodative stance, as always, like almost 8 or 9 credit policies that we've seen, Shail bhai. It's not going to be anything new, but more importantly, I think I'll be very keenly listening and seeing into what the Honorable RBI Governor has to say as far as the developments that have happened in the Middle East, and what kind of, if there is any risk to a very serious spike in crude oil prices, because the Strait of Hormuz is directly under control of Iran. And if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected, I think 60-70% of the transportation of crude oil from the Middle East to the rest of the world happens through that Strait of Hormuz. So if there is any kind of hindrance, restrictions, or any kind of untoward incidents, then there is a risk of crude oil prices going up, and that directly means a risk to inflation. But that's the only weakness that I feel. Other than that, I think there is absolutely no problem. Not to forget, as a bilateral trade relationship, India has been very comfortable with Russia and Iran. Remains to be seen how the situation develops. But as far as rate cut, I don't think Shail bhai is going to come before December, or possibly early first 3 calendar months, Jan, Feb, March 2025.
Mhm. That is okay. I mean, Gaurang, over the last 30 years, I have realized that one of the finest public institutions in India, RBI, is, it always has caution as its byword. A country of 140 crore people just can't be vacillating between an immediate policy change and how should I say, a pivot. We've had rates being held constant since April 2023, when the first spark of this rally began. The Nifty, I remember clearly, was at 17,000, and from 17,000 to almost 26,000, we've had this remarkable journey in 18 months. There is no harm in pausing and trying to understand what other central banks are doing, and then of course take a very measured approach between now and probably the next season policy that will come 2 months later. And of course this Iran and Israel problem happened out of a sudden, and you very well point out that inflation could be a fear at the back of the mind of the governor. Now with that background behind us, Gaurang, tomorrow is the start of the second quarter earnings as far as markets are concerned. TCS kickstarts this journey. As a research house, what are you looking forward to in terms of 2 or 3 sectors in outperformance, and maybe 1 or 2 where you think that disappointment is in store?
So disappointment, I would take the second part first. Disappointment could be in infra real estate sector, because that's where I think there has been a little bit of slow kind of an approach in terms of execution of order book and translating it into revenues and earnings. So I think these two could be the weak point. Maybe some, not so very large mid to small public sector banks could be the other part, which may possibly be a little bit of underperformance. But in terms of performance, 5 sectors, not 2, I will highlight. Starting with, of course, IT, banking and finance, capital goods engineering. My sense is power is also likely to do well, and cement. So these are going to be the priority 5 sectors on which we believe that earnings could be a shade better than what we've seen in the first quarter. And our takeaway from the second quarter earning post curtains down shell would also possibly reflect upon the third and the fourth quarter coming in line or better than what we've seen in the first and the second quarter. So we are going in with an optimistic approach, and this is not only for these 5 sectors, but my personal sense, Shail, is that we should see a very good season for the second quarter compared to the first quarter.
Fair point. With that optimistic note, Gaurang, what we'll do is I'll request you to pick top 5 stocks which you might want to deploy money in terms of a SIP in the format whatever suits you, given the fact that markets have corrected sharply, and of course you have the second quarter earnings upon us. Hold that thought. We'll wait for the markets to open. Let us see what the GIFT Nifty has for us in terms of the pre-open crate. But at the same time, we'll also welcome Mr. Kiran Jani amongst us. Mr. Jani is the head of technical research at JNM Broking. Namaste Kiranji, a very warm welcome to you, sir. How do you read this bounce that the Nifty had yesterday? We tested 24,700, but 25,000 seems to be a very, very strong resistance as far as call writers are concerned. Do you think this will be taken out, given that we have the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty today?
Very good morning, everyone. So overall, if you look at the chart pattern of Nifty and Bank Nifty, since we are seeing since last week, prices dropped somewhere around 6 to 5% on index level. Now, if you look at the daily price chart, Nifty and Bank Nifty has tested its 100 days and 50 days moving average. Yesterday up move has created a reversal pattern on daily time frame for both the indices. Let's first conclude Nifty. So Nifty, we can see there is a strong support. We are seeing at 24,700 to 24,800. Previously also Nifty taken a support from similar level and it gave a rally towards 26,000. So yesterday we have seen prices again taken a support from 24,700, and from that we have seen a bounce also. No doubt 25,000 call writer was very heavy, and that's the reason market was not able to cross. However, we are seeing some reversal pattern on lower time frame also. If you look at the lower time frame like 30 minutes, 15 minutes on Nifty, we can clearly see inverted head and shoulder pattern given a breakout. So as far as 15-minute or 30 minutes chart concerned, the breakout already been happened with 3 bar positive divergence. So definitely we would like to go long on Nifty at current market price with the strict stop loss of 24,700, and we are expecting this October expiry somewhere around 25,700. So I'm repeating again, buy at current market price or any dip, keep a very strict stop loss of 24,700 and for the target of 25,700 by this October expiry. Coming back to the Bank Nifty, ahead of RBI policy, definitely Bank Nifty is little bit more pressure than the Nifty. However, similar pattern we are seeing like Nifty has formed on daily price chart. Bank Nifty also formed bullish Harami reversal candlesticks pattern at support. 2 bar positive divergence available on daily price chart. If you look at 15 bar price chart, there are chances of breakout in upcoming time. So on Bank Nifty, we are giving conditional buy above 51,300. If prices crosses above 51,300, then we can see a very sharp rally towards 53,000 also. So we are recommending to our client also buy above 51,300 with the strict stop loss of 50,500 for the target of 53,000. So definitely this dip, as you both are discussing also, it's a gift to our domestic investor or institutional or our retail investor. Definitely one can go long at current market price.
Right, sir. With that background in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let's be a little optimistic in trade today. Remember, we are bang in the middle of the week. The last 6 sessions, minus the one yesterday, have been traumatic for Indian equity investors, and let's hope that a good swing trade on the long side is there in the making. Crude oil prices are down, smart cues are coming in from Wall Street, Chinese equities are down, and of course we have a nice uptick which is most likely to happen. I wish this were true. 400 points higher on the Nifty, we would just shut the market and I'll come to Mumbai and celebrate with Gaurang, but that is not possible. But a very, very smart move in early trade. Let's just look at stocks which are contributing to this very strong uptick. I want to see what Bajaj Finance is doing. 1.1% higher, 83 rupees up. Please keep an eye, ladies and gentlemen, on LNT. 35.51 up 18 rupees. This is a stock available at 200 DMA and a steel. Gaurang will also speak at length about LNT. This is one of his finest picks. ICICI Bank 23 rupees higher, 1260. TCS 7 rupees higher. It starts with its earnings tomorrow and kickstarts the second quarter phase for Indian markets. In the green are SBI and Kotak Bank, respectively 10 and 14 rupees higher. Infosys is 9 rupees higher. Axis Bank 11 rupees higher. And of course, a green tick on both Hindustan and ITC, Hindustan Unilever and ITC, the front runners in the FMCG pack. Now, I've held back the last two and the most important stocks, HDFC Bank and Reliance, to be spoken to in terms of their strength. Both of them are down 9 rupees on HDFC Bank 1642 and Reliance down 5 rupees at 2790. I hope that they will also recover for the better, but this is a very, very good opening. The Nifty 115 points higher in opening trades, 25,129. It essentially means that all the call writers who were preventing the Nifty from conclusively breaking past 25,000 will now get into a short covering mode. They will remove their negative trades, and that will also give a further fillip to the market. Let's just pay attention to what is happening in the NSE 500 in terms of most active counters showing positive gains. Hindustan Petroleum, ladies and gentlemen, the reverse trade is back. A fall in crude oil prices means OMCs will do well, 6% higher on HP. You have RECL 4% higher, 545. You have Thermax 3.5% higher, 5250. Another oil marketing company, IOC, 3% higher, 169. This is how the thought process is in the market. As of now, smart moves coming into these blue chip stocks. Concord Bio 2.7% higher, 1953. A quick look into FNO stocks and then we'll go back to our guests. Okay, the same stocks are moving in the green. Tata Motors 2.3% higher, 941. Gaurang, coming to you, two particular stocks and you may choose to answer in whatever sequence that you like. L&T available at 200 DMA and Tata Motors correcting 22% from its all-time high. Which would you prefer?
You have this habit of putting a gun on my temple every time. It's very difficult to answer in either of one. I think I would put 50-50 in both. I mean, they are best of the stocks, undeniably. And the reason why I say this, Shail, is because we have coverage on both. And in fact, the 5 names that you asked me, in terms of whatever order that I want to say, I think M&M, Bharti, Reliance, L&T, and maybe something either from an Axis Bank or an ICICI Bank. So these 5 would be the preferred investment destination, like you said, in form of a SIP in this kind of a market with uncertainty. And we always try to, when the markets have corrected like this, when there is pessimism all around, I think that's the best time to go and get into large cap share.
Okay, so this is what we have from Gaurang. SUV maker M&M already at a record high and getting very strong traction for its new vehicles in the form of Thar Rocks. Bharti Airtel record high, the most stunning rally that you've seen in the telecom space belongs to Bharti. Reliance Industries and L&T, both of them, ladies and gentlemen, are available below 200 DMA. It is a steal. You just might want to do SIPs, and of course Axis and ICICI Bank from the corporate banking private sector lending stable. So these top 5 or 6 stocks is what Gaurang's picks are as far as this downturn is considered in terms of giving you an opportunity. Let's get Kiranji into this conversation. The 5 stocks, Kiran, that Gaurang have mentioned are with you. Any favorites amongst these which show strength on technical charts? Medium term technical charts I don't want today or tomorrow. I am looking at a easy 6-month horizon.
Okay, if you don't mind, can you repeat what are those stocks? I joined lately, so I didn't.
Yes, sir. They are Mahindra and Mahindra, Bharti Airtel, Reliance Industries, L&T, Axis Bank and ICICI Bank.
Okay. So as far as their short-term chart, definitely Reliance we are liking at current market price, so one can go long on Reliance. Looking at daily price chart, yesterday the reversal candlesticks pattern has been formed and bullish divergence are also there. So at 2790, 2800 or any tips toward 2770 would be the great opportunity to accumulate. Keep a strict stop loss below 2700, and for short term, as you mentioned, we can expect price target of 3100 for sure. So Reliance is a good pick at current market price. Another stock which we are liking is Larsen and Toubro at current market price. So even at Larsen and Toubro trading near its previous support, no doubt stock price has broken down its 200 DMA, but on daily price chart we can see some bullish divergence are also plot. So at 3500 one can go long on L&T also. Keep a strict stop loss below 3500 and we can expect price target of 3900 in short term. So Reliance and Larsen would be the preferred pick out of those things.
Wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, please keep this at the top of your radar. Should the markets move in either direction, down or up, these are 5 stocks that are the characteristic strength of the Nifty. they should be purchased in a SIP format on their way down or on their way up. If it's on the way up, that's better. On the way down, you will get better average prices. So keep these in mind. 907, we've had the pre-open settled just as what the Nifty GIFT Nifty had suggested. You have a 50-point uptick on the Nifty, strengthening above 25,000. It's the weekly expiry of the Nifty Bank, 51,161, 140 points higher. In the green is also the Nifty IT index. Remember, this was the lone index that fell yesterday, but no complaints at all, because over the last 6 sessions before yesterday, it was the IT index that provided support to the Nifty. The Nifty 500 opening better than the Nifty, which is something to be very, very positive about 0.3% higher. Kiranji, your top 2 picks in terms of technical charts for today.
So we have very much bullish on Bank Nifty. So on PSU, generally we have seen a very good seasonality in October also. So first is our PSU bank, that is Bank of Baroda. If you look at the Bank of Baroda chart on daily price chart, stock price has formed reversal pattern. It is trading somewhere around 245. So one can go long on Bank of Baroda at current market price. Keep a strict stop loss of 260 with the for the target of 260 and with the stop loss of 234. So I'm repeating again, Bank of Baroda go long with the stop loss of 234 for the target of 260. Another stock which we are liking is Oro Pharma. If you look at the Oro Pharma chart, we have seen last week it has formed reversal bullish pattern on daily price chart, and even though market was bad in last 2-3 days, Oro Pharma did very well, and it's trading on high top high bottom pattern on lower time frame also. So Oro Pharma is one more peak from our side. One can go long at current market price for the target of 1530 with the stop loss of 1474. Yes. So Oro Pharma with the stop loss of 1474 go long for the target of 1530, and Bank of Baroda with the stop loss of 234 for the target of 260 go long.
Wonderful. It's turning out to be a stock picker's paradise, ladies and gentlemen. This is the day that people like Gaurang and Kiranji wait for. A nice sharp downtick in the market, an equally sharp reversal based on quality cues coming in from overseas markets, and then it's just buy and hold. Gaurang, your favorite PSU bank against the backdrop of 2 developments. For 6 months, PSU banks have been quiet, and you've just had the first inkling of good quarterlies coming in from business updates via Canara and PNB, and the PNB has also done a 5,000 crore rupee QIP. How do you look at this sector?
And unfortunately, I think some again, ये जो विदेशी गोरे आकर के पिछले 2 हफ्तों में मेरे ख्याल से सरकारी बैंकों पर बिकवाली की कुछ बहुत बड़ा ज्ञान दे के गए थे लोग। अब ज्ञान प्राप्ति उनसे तो हमें चाहिए नहीं, शायद वो हमसे ले सकते अगर उनको जरूरत है तो वो एक that created a little bit of panic in the market, and we saw a correction in PSU banks coming. I that time and even now I still feel it's a great time to accumulate State Bank of India, Canara Bank, Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, the Indian Bank, PNB. These are some 5-6 names on which we have a positive coverage, Shail, from a long-term point of view. And look, one thing is there, Shail, if India is going to become the next $1 trillion economy, if India is going to become a large manufacturing hub along with services, you are going to need line of credit. Without line of credit in place, you are not able to go towards that dream of next $1 trillion economy, and along with that becoming a large manufacturing hub. Where will that come from? That credit line will come from banks, private, public, as well as strong NBFCs. So your loan book is going to grow. Your asset quality is improving on the gross and the net NPA front. Your provisionings are coming down, and your bottom line is increasing, and your interest rates are likely to come down. So you have a very, very suitable and a perfect backdrop of events which are going to direct you towards positive earnings for banking and finance. Hence, the first sector that you asked me in terms of earnings, which I would look at, my answer to that question of yours was banking and finance.
Yes. Wonderful. And as Gaurang has pointed out, ladies and gentlemen, when interest rate cuts come, PSU banks are sitting on trillions of crores worth of government securities. A cut in interest rates mean that bond prices go up, and that reflects very, very positively on the treasury income. So profits there will rise dramatically. Bank of Baroda is what Kiranji has picked up, and that is also the favorite that Gaurang has pointed out. 912, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me, gentlemen, a minute to look into prices which have settled in the pre-open. We are looking at a 5% uptick on Dredging Corporation. Remember, the PSUs are back and back with a bang. HPCL, IOC, BPCL, all three of them are up 2 percentage points each, bare minimum. This is the reversal of the crude oil price that is coming in. I am very keen to see what rail stocks are doing. Kiranji, I'll be coming to you. Please pick out your favorite rail stock. IRFC, RITES, RVNL, IRCON, and of course IRCTC, all up between 0.5% and 1.8%. Kiranji, your favorite theme as far as railway is concerned, or do we stay away? It's always good to be very honest with our viewers. If you don't see a trend, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, perfect. So if you remember, sir, we discussed a railway theme, I guess, 15-20 days back, and we said that stay away at current market price, don't do any bottom fishing on those stocks. So we are still on the same view that except IRCTC, we suggest everyone to stay away. If you have any particular stock, keep a 200 days moving average. You can see that those all averages are being broken down and stock are down and out very much in downtrend fall. So as of now, we are not seeing any kind of a reversal on any chart pattern. But yeah, definitely IRCTC would be on our radar. It is trading at 875, 880 level. We can see previously stock price has taken a multiple support at 880, 850. So by that logic, we would like to go long on IRCTC at current market price with a stop loss of 850 or 840. Keep a very strict stop loss. On daily price set, it has formed bullish divergence also. So one can look into the IRCTC at current market price to go long.
Okay, absolutely. IRCTC at the moment is trading, ladies and gentlemen, at its lowest since Jan 2024. So this is a 9-month low on the counter, actually a 10-month low on the counter, and the weekly charts possibly show a support at the 100-week moving average. Only time will tell, but this is a stock to look forward to. Gaurang, very quickly, a railway favorite, or should we stay with large caps?
I think railway is equally what my definition is, that your defense is going to do good, your power generation is going to, and your railways are going to do good. The only thing is that you need to have 3 to 5 kind of time horizon, because all these things will play over that kind of, and mind you, Shail, 2 years, 3 years down the line, these three sectors, you will definitely depend if you not got into it right now. So you have a lot of stocks fundamentally strong. Problem is the kind of short-term approach that a lot of people have towards these stocks. I don't think it's a 6 months, 1 year game. I think it's a 3 year, 5 year kind of a investment theme.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday opens, and let's start with the Bank Nifty for a change. It's the weekly expiry. 180 points higher on the Nifty Bank. What is the Nifty doing? 55 points higher. Let's look at the contributory stocks on the Nifty on the green side. First and foremost, 6 out of top 10 are in the green, which is a positive. Now let's look at all of them. Reliance, 2 rupees higher, 27.95. Bajaj Finance is leading the charge, 37 rupees higher, 72.24. L&T flat, 35.32. Please keep an eye out on L&T. ICICI Bank in the green, 6 rupees higher. TCS, earnings boy tomorrow, is up 19 rupees at 42.73. What is Infosys doing? In the green, 5 rupees 50 higher, 19.54. Let's look at the FMCG pack. Hindustan Unilever minus 16 rupees, ITC minus 1.3 rupees. Okay. HDFC Bank flat, 1 rupees 65 lower. Now in the green, I'm coming to you, Kiranji. Your pick between HPCL, BPCL and IOC. These are the top 4, these are the top 3 out of the top 5 gainers. What would you do?
So BPCL would be our preferred choice. Reason being, if you look at the BPCL chart, stock price taken a multiple support at 320, 330, and every time it goes somewhere around 360, 370 and falling back. This time again it has taken a support of 330, and looking at daily price at the strengths are far better than the HPCL and IOC. So one can go long on BPCL at current market price with the strict stop loss of 320, and we can expect price target of 370, 380 this time. So definitely BPCL looks very good.
Okay. Tata Motors. Again, Kiranji, what would you do? Is the bottom set for Tata Motors? We've seen it correct all the way down to 916 rupees. A quick one on Tata Motors also.
So looking at Tata Motor, yes, yesterday's candlesticks pattern is a classical reversal pattern with the two-bar divergence also. So one can go long with the strict stop loss of yesterday low only, which is the 980. So risk reward, looking at risk reward ratio, it's quite risky. But yeah, one can go long with the stop loss of 900 for the target of 980, 970.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let's pay attention to the broader markets. So BPCL and Tata Motors is what you need to look at on the technical part. Nifty now 47 points higher. Let's look at the advanced decline ratio, the most critical thing that I look at. 1765 stocks are in the green, ladies and gentlemen, versus 354 that are in the red. Overwhelming front foot for the bulls. We track 19 indices for you. 17 of them are in the green, led by the Nifty Alpha Index up 1%, left by the Nifty Pharma Index up 1% each. What is the mid cap index doing? Up 0.6%, but look at the advanced decline. Out of 100 shares in the mid cap index, 83 are in the green. What is the small cap index doing? It is doing better than the mid cap index, up 0.8%. 85 out of 100 shares are in the green. And let's look at the NSE 500. Ladies and gentlemen, the advanced decline ratio is 4:1. We just might see a very sharp short covering happening both on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Only time will tell. But let's look at the top traded. A quick one on Bajaj Housing, Gaurang, available yesterday below the listing price of 170. For those who had missed out on the first day, is this a juicy entry level for Bajaj Housing?
I think day before it was 10% lower, Shail. So I mean, it's a great business. It comes from a great corporate. It has got a run rate of 12 to 15% growth per annum. This is what the management has said. And I think despite of the fact that you have a lot of players, listed and unlisted entities in the HFC segment, when the sector is growing at 12 to 15%, I mean, strong companies with great management backing and capability of giving finer rates, loans at finer rates, all those companies are going to survive. So undoubtedly, this is a growth story. And I think what I was referring to, Shail, and what you were also referring to about interest rate cuts and the RBI meet today, I think if not today, by this year end or early next year, if we get a rate cut, one of the greatest beneficiaries are going to be the HFCs, that is housing finance companies, where Bajaj Housing Finance is operating at a very large scale.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the view coming in on Bajaj Housing. If you did not buy it, then probably it's a time to look at a sip. In the green, rights 5.4% higher from the railway stable, 316. What else is clicking very well in the market in early trades? Record high Bombay Stock Exchange, Divi's Lab. Okay, Gaurang, to you. Divi's Lab, after the responsibilities on its shoulders to not move the Nifty forward are over, the stock is completely relieved and at a record high. Divi's, the quietest overachiever in the pharma space. What would you say at 57.87?
Well, hold on, Shail. I mean, see, these are the markets where you don't sell, you buy stocks, fundamentally strong stocks. And I think pharma universe post-COVID, we had a great dream run. Then the restrictions got lifted off, vaccine was available, business was back to normal, pharma went into a little bit of hibernation. But now the same pharma is back in the spotlight. And the fact of the matter is, which is known to you, me, and everybody, is that India was, is, and will always remain pharmacy to the world. There is no way any other country can have the kind of capability and the capacity which India has. So, and of course, you may have a little bit of more global scare coming through. We've seen one in 2020, thanks to China and the habits that they have, unfortunately. So, I think Divi's, we maintain a positive stance. Along with that, I would also say that when you say pharma, Shail, according to me, pharma is made up of three planets. That is pharmaceutical manufacturing company. Then you have healthcare, that is hospitals. And then you have the diagnosis. So I think you should look at all the three angles when you say pharma as a universe to invest.
Okay, fair point. Kiranji, first 5-7 minutes of trade have been quiet. Bank Nifty is volatile mainly because of its weekly expiry. But look at the Nifty 500. It's gathering strength. 115 points higher. The gains on the Nifty 500 are double the gains on the Nifty, and the IT index taking it away 280 points higher, 42,666. What looks good to you, Kiranji, after 5-7 minutes of trade? Is this a time to step in on the long side, or would you be a little more cautious?
So looking at Nifty, first of all, let's discuss Nifty. As we discussed that on 15 or 30 minutes chart, we can clearly see inverted head and shoulder pattern breakout. So at current market price, one can go long, keep a strict stop loss of 24,800, 24,700 positionally, and we can expect price target of 24. So this is kind of a positional call, not for the intraday. So one can go long on Nifty for sure. Another on IT sector which looks very promising at current market price. So Infosys on large cap front only we would like to suggest. So Infosys looks good at opening as an opening trade. It is trading above its 3 days higher high. We can see since last 3 days market is not able to cross 1950 and now it is sustaining about 1950 level. So one can also look into the Infosys at current market price with the strict stop loss of 1920.
Okay, so these are the two stocks that Kiranji has advised. 924. Let's look at again the list of top traded counters. The Nifty more or less is up just 54 points, but the action has definitely shifted to NSE 500, which is the broadest measure and actually the best thing that the market bulls could hope for. Let's give you a dramatic representation of the market map of NSE 500. I will look at 5 stocks on the NSE 500 that are up more than 5%. And we have discussed 2 already. Hindustan Petroleum up 5%, RITES up 5.4%, LG Equipment, normally we don't talk about this capital goods counter, 7% higher, JP Power 6% higher, Torrent Power, so it's a power theme also that's playing out, 7% higher. Let's get Gaurang into the conversation. Gaurang, let's dip into the BSE Power Index. There used to be one. Yes, this is a broader theme. Torrent, Suzlon, Siemens, CG Power. So it's power ancillaries as well as power producers. Any favorites here that you would have?
So power ancillary is something that excites. So we have ABB, we have Siemens, we have KC International, which is again a diversified mid-cap cap goods engineering company, along with a good portion exposure to the electrical component manufacturing capabilities. Power generation, we like Torrent Power, JSW Energy, Tata Power, NTPC, CESC, along with transmission and distribution, something like Power Grid. And like I said, power also needs to be looked at from a 3-year plus kind of a time horizon if you really want to create value and wealth from your investment.
Fair point. Any favorite stock, Kiranji, in the power space, be it ancillary, be it power producer?
So Tata Power looks good. So we are liking to distribution stocks. Reason being, Tata Power has given a breakout from somewhere around 450 level. After that breakout, it tested to 500 level, and from that level, it's again retesting its previous breakout level. With that, we can see the multiple moving average cluster is also somewhere around 450, 440. So at current market price, definitely one can go long on Tata Power with the strict top loss of 440, and we can expect price target of 500 in short. Right? So yeah, one can go.
Okay. Gaurang, look at how risk on trade is back. The top performing index is now the small cap index. The BSE small cap index is now up 1.2% and a very strong show coming in terms of advanced decline ratios. There are 14 stocks in the BSE small cap index that are up more than 5%, and a fair number of them are from the power space. There is one that I want to ask you in particular, Gaurang. Are you looking at the waste management space? Anthony Waste up 6% at 791. Is this something that interests you, or this is a little tracked stock?
So entire, I think the entire universe as far as waste management, recycling, water treatment, effluent treatment, sewage, treatment plants, companies related to all these sectors, Shell, are going to be according to me, I could be wrong over here. This is just a wild thought that has come into my mind since you have asked this question. People often ask you what is the next sector to look at. So according to me, Shell, these are the next sectors in terms of long-term investment. So Anthony West Management is a great company. Similarly, there is a company which is into desalination and water treatment and effluent treatment, that is Vartech Wabag. Either you can call it Vartech Wabag or VA-Tech Wabag. This has been a star performer, Shell. If you just look at the last 1 year performance of this company, VA-Tech Wabag or Vartech Wabag, again, we have a coverage over here. So these are the next kind of futuristic sector that you can look.
Okay, fair point. And Gaurang, the market is reading your mind. The top traded counter is Bajaj Housing Finance now. Already 386 crores has been traded. Kiranji, very quickly, Bajaj Housing, I know there is paucity of data, but anything on the 75-minute chart, 60-minute charts that is talking to you as far as Bajaj Housing is concerned, sir?
So looking at Bajaj Housing, definitely if you look at the 30 minutes or a 15 minutes chart, it was trading into the falling channel, and yesterday the breakout has came of that falling channel somewhere around 150, and today the stock price is somewhere around 160. So any dips towards 155, 150 would be the great buy. Keep a very strict stop loss of 140, and you can expect price target of again 180, 190 in short term. So it's a pure technical call as far as we have data available. So with the stop loss of 140, buy on dips would be the preferred choice.
Okay. Now look at how the market is reading into this small cap, mid cap rally, Gaurang. The top two traded counters are Bajaj Housing and Bombay Stock Exchange. Then you have a move coming into in terms of volume. I'm talking about the major ones. Paytm is the fifth most active counter. Yes, 734, a bit of a downtick. Remember, yesterday the counter had surged dramatically. Kiranji, Paytm available 2% lower over yesterday. Is this momentum that you would want to chase?
So Paytm, I don't know whether you have mentioned in your brown diary or not. Paytm, we were discussing somewhere around from 440, 450 level, and from that stock price is 740. Even 15 days back, we discussed this stock at 600 rupees, and we given a break. We discussed as a breakout stock.
Yes.
Yesterday also, it has given a tremendous move from the lower level. At current market price, yes, we would definitely like to go and chase this breakout. On disclaimer point of view, we are already holding in our personal portfolio, and our clients are also holding Paytm at current market price. So one can go long at current market price, keep a strict stop loss below 680, 670, and we can expect price target of 800 very short time. So Paytm, it's very good in momentum stocks, one can go long.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Gaurang, before we thank you for the wonderful 5 top ideas that you gave us, quick one on maybe Bombay Stock Exchange record high.
So I think the entire tailwind of possibility. Okay, let me be very careful when I use words, because nowadays things are a little bit sticky. So maybe a possibility of NSE coming out with an IPO very soon. I think yesterday there was an announcement of SEBI giving approval to NSDL. NSE has a small portion of its stake in NSDL. And now with the green chit given to NSE for whatever in the past we know, don't want to dig into all those history. But not only BSE Shell, you look at CDSL, you look at MCX, you look at intermediaries, all these, are going to do well. I'm talking about only the companies which are associated with stock exchanges, whether it is commodity or whether it is equity. I'm not giving
Yes.
a recommendation over here, Shell, but I'm just giving you a view on the sector. So in the next 5 years, we see possibly Nifty at 45, 50,000. We see Sensex as maybe about 1 lakh 35,000, 1 lakh 50,000 Sensex, which is a possibility if I do a compounding of just 12 to 15% per annum. Then all these entities are associated with
Yes.
what? With stock markets, equity or commodity. So if stock markets are going to do well, these are also going to do well. It's a simple, no rocket science over here. It's just a reflection.
Okay, fair point. With that, Gaurang, many thanks. As always, it's such a pleasure to listen to your very calm and sensible view in the market, which has resulted in great amounts of wealth being created, not only for the clients that are there at GOG, but also to lay viewers and market commentators such as us. We'll remember these five in form of SIP, M&M, Bharti, Reliance, L&T, and one of the two, Axis and ICICI. Festive greetings, and here's wishing you all the best, my friend.
Thank you, Shail, and wish all your viewers at BTTV and your entire team. God bless.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now Kiranji and I will sort of pilot the remaining half an hour of the show. So the first 15 minutes have lapsed. Now this is a time when the institutions make the first 15-minute candlestick on the Nifty. What the Nifty has done, ladies and gentlemen, is held on to 25,000. It essentially means that all call writers who have sold calls in the hope that Nifty will collapse below 25,000 will now be a worried lot. Because the index for the first 15 minutes as held. Now let us look at the contributory stocks that are keeping this very modest Nifty afloat. Bharti Airtel 12 points, State Bank of India 11 points, Bajaj Finance 9 points, Tata Motors and Divi's Lab 8 points respectively. Now this is the pain point which has to be very careful for the bulls. Which are the stocks that are pulling the Nifty lower? Reliance and HDFC Bank, although they are down just half percent, they are contributing a negative 15 and 11 points respectively to Nifty's total. ITC negative 11 points, ONGC negative 5 points, Kotak Bank negative 3 points. Remember, banks are here on the negative side because we have the weekly expiry today. So maybe, just maybe, it could be a day of consolidation for the Nifty and the Nifty Bank. Kiranji, your views after the first 20 minutes of the market?
So our view are very much bullish on the broader market. If you look at the mid cap and small cap stocks, or if you look at the Nifty mid cap or Nifty small cap indices also, they are very much steady and doing very good. So definitely the overall view is bullish. IT, pharma, and this metal sector. These three sectors are on our radar. We already discussed Oro Pharma, it is doing good. Divi's Laboratory with the gap up and it is continue up. So we are not chasing that momentum, but definitely you can look at another pharma stocks like Sun Pharma is very good at current market price. One can go long on Sun Pharma at current market price, keep a stick stop loss of 1890, and we can expect price target of 2000 in short term. In metal sector, JSW Steel is our preferred pick at current market price. It has given a breakout from the ascending triangle pattern post breakout. The stock has retested or tested its target of 1100, and from that stock is down and out. Now today we can see some reversal pattern is forming on a lower time frame. It is the initial reversal formation is happening. So definitely one can go long on JSW Steel at current market price. Keep a stick stop loss of 970, and we can expect price target of somewhere around 1050, 1014 upcoming.
Okay, now look at how the market is responding to the Nifty and the Nifty Bank. It is letting them be. Where is the action? The small cap 100 index is up 1%, and as I have mentioned, the advanced decline is critically in favor of bulls. 83 out of 100 shares are in the green. The mid cap index is up 1%, 72 out of 100 shares are in the green. Pharma index, all 20 shares in the green. NSE 500, 395 out of 501 shares are in the green. So the market, ladies and gentlemen, is focusing on the broader rally. Bank Nifty, because it is showing a weekly expiry, is mildly negative, and because banks are the most heaviest component of the Nifty is also slowing down. Now let us again dive back into the small cap index and look at all time highs. We have discussed Divi's Lab, we have discussed BSE. Now let's focus on three others actually, and I will request an apology upfront from my side. All these stocks are very heavy price hitters. Look at Naukri.com, Info Edge. Kiranji, record highs, a very secular move. I know buying at 8,300 rupees is very, very difficult, but if you could just give us a broad idea of where this stock is headed for those lucky enough to have it in their portfolio.
So Info Edge, we recommended to our clients somewhere around 4,000 with the pattern of inverted head and shoulder on daily price chart. And from that, we have seen a spectacular rally. We are also holding this particular stock in our personal portfolio. So looking at current market price, the stock price is trading at 8,340. Recently, stock price has consolidated in the zone of 8,300 to 8,000. So definitely at least 3,300 points of movement we can expect at current market price. So one can go long at 8,344 or any dips toward 8,300. Keep a very strict stop loss of 8,250, and for the price target of 8,600, 8,700 in upcoming time. So this is a momentum call. One can definitely go long on Info with a strict stop loss of 8,250.
Okay, no issues. Would you step in on Trent? This is a stock which is now a part of the Nifty. Immense value has been created by Trent over the last 1 year, but the rally continues unabated. Trent has now got into the line of, ladies and gentlemen, lab grown diamonds. 81, 83, 1.8% higher. Only for those, ladies and gentlemen, who are fortunate to have Trent in their portfolio. Kiranji will now comment on the medium term charts. Kiranji.
If you look at the trend, is the holistically trading into the height of higher bottom pattern multiple times. Stock price, we have seen the momentum indicator was into the overbought zone, but every time whatever the dip came, it's very shortly went from that strong up trend is going on. So at current market price, we would not enter particularly, but we will wait for any dips towards 20 days moving average, which is 7,500. So any which way it is 500, 600 points away. So anyone is holding this particular stock, they can hold with a strict stop loss of 7,500. Any dips toward 76, 7,800, that would be the great opportunity to enter. And looking at overall chart pattern, definitely 85, 8,600 target on card. So we would not like to chase this particular stock as current market price, but definitely on deep you can buy. One more stock, Aditya Birla Fashion, one can look at current market price. It is also giving a breakout at 300 level.
Yes.
Stock price is consolidating at 300 rupees price. So if anyone would like to enter in this similar space, Aditya Birla Fashion would be the great play.
Okay. Let's look at Aurobindo Pharma. This is something that Kiranji has already mentioned as his favorite pick for today. The beauty of this stock is that it is now up for the 5th day in a row. And let us look at the daily chart. Yes, the all-time high is 1593, and you have 1500 in front of you. Kiranji has already discussed this stock, but I thought I'll just mention it to you. Let's look at volume buzzers at this point of time. This is a space which should be looked into because of the hectic activity on the buying side that is happening. Okay, LG equipment, this has to be checked. 685, Kiranji, a very, very smart move, 6% higher, and already 2.5 times 5-day average has been traded. What are the charts of LG equipment telling you? This is from the Murugappa stable and a very, very well known and quality multi-bagger, now at 200-day DMA. Kiranji.
Which stock we are discussing?
LG Equipment.
Okay. LG Equipment stock is trading around 680 level, which is, as you mentioned, available at 200 days moving average. Recently, we have seen stock price was into the consolidation zone. Lower level, as per lower level, we have seen stock price made a very good support at 600 rupees to 580 level. And from that higher side, we can see some level, the resistance somewhere around 750 to 780. So stock price is consolidation this particular zone. Yesterday, stock price retested at 600 level, formed bullish reversal candlesticks pattern, and from that we can see follow-up buying is also there. So considering all these three candlesticks pattern is the reversal pattern, momentum indicator is also showing the strength. So definitely one can go long at current market price or any tips towards 650. Keep a stop loss of 600, and we can expect price target of 750, 780 in upcoming time. So definitely one can go long on LG Equipment at current market price.
Okay, the Nifty Bank, ladies and gentlemen, is back in the green. Very volatile trade, and this is more or less expected because today is the weekly expiry of this particular index. Lots of hectic activity on both the long and the short side, but let's hope that things sort of remain better during the day. Apart from LG, anything else, Kiranji, that is catching your fancy in the day's trade? The first half an hour or so is over, and the Nifty continues to hold on to 25,000. In fact, it is now inching higher, 25,081. What looks good?
So pharma and metal we discussed. Now let's jump onto the banking stock. Because RBI policy is there, definitely we can see some pause is going on. But looking at PSU Bank, we already discussed Bank of Baroda, gap up opening and follow-up buying is going on. So one can look into the PSU Bank for sure. SBI is one more stock where we can see gap up is there and the follow-up buying is also going on. So yes, BSU Bank or banking stock one can keep on radar. And as far as RBI policy is there, we can expect some of the cut. We are very much aggressive on RBI policy. We can expect 25 paisa basis point cut also. If that comes, we can see very sharp short covering rally on bank.
Okay. Okay, that's an expectation. Whether that is grounded in reality or not, only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. But let's hope for the best. Nifty, before it enters into the credit policy zone, is now at its day's high, and this is good news for two reasons. One, the first half an hour has held, and it has held above 25,000. That essentially means that the call writers at 25,000 are now getting a little anxious because we are moving into a major event, which is the RBI credit policy. Any positive comments from the governor will again kickstart a rally on the Nifty as also the Bank Nifty, which are compressed. That will result in short covering because Bank Nifty is also on its weekly expiry. So my understanding is that you will see 25,100 very soon, and any positive commentary from the RBI is going to trigger a massive short covering. What also is moving in the green is Indigo. Remember, a dip in crude oil prices helps the counter. 2.9% higher, 4735, consolidating near record highs. And Bajaj Finance, 2% higher, 7339. Kiranji, Bajaj Finance, any view here?
So NBFC space, we have seen a strong reversal pattern formed, but because market was not good, we have seen all stock has been fall again near its previous breakout level. So Bajaj Finance, definitely one can go long at current market price, keep a strict stop loss somewhere around 71, 7200 and go long. Looking at overall price pattern, we can expect again price target of 77, 7800. So Bajaj Finance looks good at current market price with a stop loss of 7200.
Okay, 9:47, ladies and gentlemen. As I had said, the Nifty is now above 25,100, and there seems to be an activity on the higher side ahead of the credit policy. Let's take a detour into the FNO space and look at any signs of move on the green side. Okay, top traded counters are SBI, and why should it not be in terms of stock futures? It's the largest private sector bank, and we have a major event in the form of credit policy. Okay, where is the sharpest buildup of open interest on the green side within the banking sector? Okay, it's no surprise, Bank of Baroda reclaimed 251, 1.1% higher, and the open interest is also up 1.1. This is positive. Bandhan Bank up 1%, Bank of Baroda 1.1, PNB in the green, Axis Bank in the green. What else should I mark in the volume side? Okay, let's go to this one. Divi's Lab. Okay, this is showing a very sharp spurt in volume, and of course a price as well, which we've already tracked. Kiranji, would you want to step in on Divi's Lab?
So Divi's Laboratory, we also discussed about Divi's Laboratory in opening commentary. At current market price, definitely we would not like to step in, but whoever holding this particular stock, they can hold this particular stock with a strict stop loss of 5500. So no fresh buy, but one can hold whatever they are holding.
Okay, 9:49. Anything else that catches your fancy? I also want to mark India VIX. Just allow me a moment. India VIX, I can't see it here. Let me just try and find that out for you. It's down 1.5% at 1436. Kiranji, what catches your attention?
So again, pharma is the flavor for today. So Biocon, one can look at the current market price.
Okay.
Biocon is retesting at current market price of his previous support level. So Biocon can go long at 350, 340 level, keep a strict stop loss below 334, and we can expect price target of 370, 380 in short term. So Biocon is one more preferred.
Okay. What about large caps? Where do you see any move coming in?
In large cap, Reliance industry we discussed in the morning, it is trading at lower level. However, if you look at the 15 minutes chart, it is trading somewhere around, it is also formed inverted head and shoulder pattern. Recently, in last 15 minutes, we have seen recoveries also on card. So one can go long on Reliance at current market price, keep a strict stop loss below 2770, 2780 for the target of 2830. So Reliance is also a very good pick.
Okay, 9:50, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just see what the FNO space is telling us. Lots of interesting thoughts in the market. Okay. HPCL is the third, second best gainer. Shriram Finance and Canfin Homes. These are up 3% each. Actually, the NBFC space is dominating the trade today. Let's look at what the Fin Nifty is doing at this point of time, because that is the index that is the sector that is doing pretty well. Okay, Shriram Finance 3% higher, and Canfin Home. Let's get Kiranji on Canfin Homes first. This is something which is around 860, and I remember an all-time high of 950 odd. Kiranji, from 200-day DMA, Canfin Homes is inching up. What are your views?
So Canfin Home again, we are holding in our personal portfolio. We already discussed this stock somewhere around 850, 840 previously. From that level, the stock price is retested in 750, 750, 760, which was its previous all-time high. From that level, again, it is available near most of the moving averages and also its previous breakout level, which is 840. So definitely one can go long at current market price. Keep a strict stop loss below 840, and we can expect price target of 950, 970 in short time. So yeah, one can go long.
Okay, 952, ladies and gentlemen. What we'll do is we'll prepare ourselves for the credit policy. And with that, Kiranji, thank you so much for your time. It's such a pleasure to host you, sir. I will remember Bank of Baroda and of course Aurobindo Pharma from your side. Festive greetings to you, and here's wishing you all the best for the remainder of 2024. Thank you for your time, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start wrapping up the show here. So it's been a positive start and the Nifty has held on. There are two major events. The RBI credit policy starts in less than 4 or 5 minutes with the Reserve Bank of India's Governor Mr. Shaktikanta Das giving forth his views on what the MPC has thought for. Most likely you will have a rate pause in place. The Bank Nifty has its weekly expiry today, very volatile but still in the green, ahead of the RBI credit policy statement. What is taking the market higher, ladies and gentlemen, is the unbridled risk on trade that you see in the small cap and the mid cap index, as also within the pharma space. The small cap index is now up 1.4%. It rallied more than 2% yesterday. Mid cap index is up 1.2%. It rallied more than 2% yesterday. Advanced decline is extremely in favor of bulls. In the small cap index, 96 out of 100 stocks are in the green. The rally is deepening and widening. In the NSE 500, 437 stocks are in the green compared with 63 in the red. We track 19 indices for you. Out of 19, 18 are in the green. And hold your breath. The advanced decline is 2,000 shares in the green versus 300 in the red. So it's easily almost 13:2. For every 2 stocks that are falling, 13 are rising. So that's how the bull market again takes root. We'll pause here for a while, but remain glued to Business Today Television. There's lots happening on the other side of the break.
It is an honor to speak to you on this occasion of 92nd anniversary of the Indian Air Force, a day that fills each one of us with immense pride. Over the past year, we have made significant strides in strengthening our operational capabilities, enhancing our professionalism, and adapting